What's up? Welcome back to the Metalhead Car Show. Super excited for today. Today we are in the 10th Gen Civic Type R, which I truly believe is one of the best. I'm here with the owner, Ashlyn Bridges, my very dear friend. She's here but wants to be off camera. You might hear her voice or see her hand awkwardly go into the shot, but maybe a controversial opinion, but I think this is the best looking Type R ever made. I think the 11th Gen looks extremely pedestrian, as if it was just a Volkswagen Jetta with a wing attached to it. Don't care if that's a bad opinion, I'm sticking by it.
It's hit or miss. It is such a controversial stance right now, because I'm not a fan of the 11th Gen, but Peter really likes it, and that's something I've seen everywhere right now, is you're either really with it or you're really not.
That's completely fair. Yeah, the opinion that a lot of people have with this car is overstyled, but truthfully I think it's the most creative styled Honda ever. Everything or most out of its functioning, then why not? The immediate thing I kind of noticed getting into this car is these seats are awesome. I absolutely love them. You were saying earlier they're both really supportive, but also super comfy.
For purpose of what this vehicle is, and the balance of fun and drivability, they make a lot of sense to have an adjustable bucket.
Are these? Oh yeah, are these adjustable?
They're adjustable, yeah. So you can change your bolster, your back seating position, and the angle. They own the golf course. But that's what I mean. This car is just such a balance. Instead of having a fixed bucket seat, they make something that you can adjust and still also have it work if you're going to the track. It's still gonna hold you and hug you. You can still put a harness in here if you need to.
Yeah. It's a fine balance, because I've heard a lot of people kind of super supportive, but also the most uncomfortable seats ever made, which I don't know if you watch it, kind of great example is that was Travaris on one more recent Car Treks. Have you watched any recent ones?
I don't think I haven't seen it, no.
So it's where they took out all their supercars for that cost less than the new Z06. And Travaris's McLaren has P1 seats in it, so it's the most uncomfortable thing to actually go drive for a long period of time. Also, super pleasantly surprised with this is the steering actually has feel to it, and the shifter's nice and notchy. The last Honda I drove for a long period of time, the steering had no feeling. The shifter was like shaking hands with a kitten.
Sounds about right. There's still a lot of little things I'd like to do with this just to elevate the experience, but from out of the box factory car, there's a lot I can't complain about.
No, this is great. Hey, to admit that I have actually looked at this once or twice now. And you've said it's really good, but I'd love to actually see how this thing deals with torque steer. Because really any front-wheel drive car that has more than 250 horsepower tends to be prone by it, which yes, it costs more by torque than this horsepower, but still.
There's a lot. I think there's a lot Honda's done with their engineering, especially their steering. When I had my SI.
It's not gone.
When I had my SI, it was same thing I noticed was the steering, how they've designed the handling of this car they're spot on.
If we had a lot of time, I'd love to go take this on to twisty roads and do the twist. Now you're saying going to R mode, which we're only driving this in R mode right now, it's simply the suspension up, but it's still really drivable. You've driven it way more than I have. I've been here for maybe 10 minutes, but yeah, I'm not dying due to how stiff the suspension is.
As you can hear, my chair's in the back rotting a little bit more, but like you said, it's still a drivable car.
It's not the suspension braking, it's the chairs in the back. Turbos are fun.
And that's no intake or anything yet on this thing. So, like I said, there's little things that are okay, I'll do an intake, or okay, I can do springs if I really wanted to.
Brakes are good. No, totally. But Yeah, new wastegate intake. Yeah, do a lot for the turbo noise, but it just comes on not aggressively, but enough to make you feel it. As when, like, forever ago, I drove a 2016, 2015 Volkswagen Golf, had that turbo 1.8 or whatever it was. It's a great little engine, but you can't feel anything. It's like, it's all there, but nothing.
You're like, is this just for fuel economy, or is there a purpose
Yeah.
as to why it's there? And I had a similar experience with my SI. Like, it was a turbo 1.5 liter car that had advertised, 205 horsepower, which, should be enough for a little coupe. But the mix between the factory programming on, like, your throttle response and the rev hang and all these factors, it just made it feel like it was toned down, so the turbo was for fuel efficiency and not necessarily for the drivability feel of it.
Yeah.
Whereas this car's designed to drive.
This is like a dumb thing because it doesn't weigh that much, it makes power, but I'm actually pretty surprised how fast it is. I shouldn't be, but I am.
It's quick. It's
not slow.
It's all smiles, I find. No, I've saved even Peter. So, like, he has been in the Honda game for quite some time. Like, he's got multiple cars. He's been in it. It's been around it. He's done builds, and he even said, he's like, I would get rid of everything for this car.
Yeah.
Like, this car is just excellence in every category for what it is.
Gets the speed limit really well.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's up to speed.
Yeah, it gets doing the speed limit no further than that really well. Whilst we're doing this on a closed racetrack in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah. Does the traction control actually turn off on this?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, there's a lot of sports cars now, which I assume you know all know this, but a lot of sports cars now where they sort of turn off, but don't really.
So that's a nice thing about this car, again, being designed to be track driven, is you do have some of those features, like being able to put into R mode and all these things, where the car has capabilities to work in your favor for your purpose. If that makes sense.
No, totally.
The only thing I don't understand is why they put 20-inch wheels from factory on a car that are very heavy.
How big are the front brakes?
I don't know the size off the top of my head. I know there are a twin caliper Brembo.
I'll put the size of the brakes right here.
And, like, a breakage is okay. Like, I would definitely invest on a two-piece rotor probably in the front. I put a bit better than factory parts on it, and I still find if I'm really getting into a corner, I get a little bit of brake fade, but it's not the worst. I've definitely had worse. It's just the wheels are heavy. They're big, they're heavy, and I don't have confidence in them versus putting an 18-inch wheel with a bit of a more aggressive tire on it.
No, totally. Would you go for a bigger tire wall or just kind of?
Yeah, it would to some
everything?
degree. There's definitely a balance. There's definitely a happy medium, I think, for sure. But I get it. Like, when you're tracking, you don't want too much sidewall because you don't want your tire to roll. You don't want to feel like you want to feel more planted than anything.
Yeah.
But with having a wheel this big and this heavy, I think it takes away from the drivability.
I agree with that. I mean, you can see a lot of companies like, I think Ford, Chevy, and Porsche have all done their track focus, Camaro, Mustang 911, and they've all went down in tire rim size by almost 2 inches sometimes.
I think the only, again, for track purposes, I think the only real complaint about this car is that it gets hot very quick. So people tend to do, like, they upgrade the intercooler and they do some additional cooling, external cooling aspects. It does get a little heat soaked, and that's the one big complaint about this car is that it gets hot. And I mean, what do you want at the end of the day when you're trying to get a car that you can daily and enjoy, but that you can also race it and have an all-around reliable everyday vehicle?
that's it. Like, if you look at any of these track focused monsters, they're all $400,000, but also there's really no issues with them. So things like this, or a GT350R, Camaro Z28, whatever, there's going to be some compromise to it. It's not going to be perfect, but $10,000 for your own time, you can fix that.
Yeah.
Here's one of them that as an option doesn't offer air conditioning. I know the 2000 SVT Cobra R didn't have air conditioning or radio in it. Yeah.
So I noticed with having driven this in the winter, I was like, oh yeah, I don't have heated seats. Oh yeah, I don't have a heated steering wheel. Oh, okay, I don't have some of these luxuries that this car was not designed for. And I'm like, oh, I don't have a sunroof because it's a race car, right? Like, it takes weight off. And it's just funny to notice these little things after having, again, a lower class Civic being the SI and having all these luxury features, to going into a higher level vehicle and having none of them.
Well, I'd say, like, just kind of looking around now, it's a higher level vehicle, but there's like blank buttons all over the place. But if what you want is turbo noise and fun, then that's exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not like it's not knocking these cars, like a Mazda Speed 3 or a ACR SRT for Neon, where it's a lot of power but literally nothing else. It's not going to fall apart on you. It's more than likely going to start every single day. Parts are everywhere, and it's unlikely to fail you.
Yeah.
Wastegate noises are fun. How's the dual turbo? We check in a second, but how's the dual turbo like?
It's not bad. It's pretty spot on. Like I said, if the little things I would do to this, I would definitely do a flash tune, just to make it everything a little more responsive and fine-tuned overall. But it's there. Like, it's pretty there.
It's there. Like, that's a roll-on from 4th gear at 2,000 RPM, and like, it's there. If we go to 6, I'm sure it'll be a bit more. Yeah, that's 6th gear wide open throttle at, again, 2,000 RPM.
Yeah. I'm surprised though. Like, I could be cruising at 100 or 120, and again going to 6, and it's still pulling. Like, it still will keep going, which I didn't have in the SI. I go at 6, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of like capped on my going up, like on my kilometers, but this thing, it'll, surprisingly enough. But again, that's the right RPM, that's the right speed to be getting in on.
Yeah. Heard it that time.
So like I said, I'd probably do an intake, probably do a flash on it. Like just little bolt-on things.
Yeah. No, it's good. Like, this is a lot of fun. Yeah. An intake would do so much justice to this car.
Yeah. That's what I mean. This is fairly an overall stock car.
Have you done anything to it?
I have not. Previous owner, all he had done was upgrade some of the sound system and put my phone filter and put a K&N filter in it. There's nothing, I guess, performance to the vehicle that has been upgraded as of yet. That should be in the works very shortly, hopefully.
Nice.
But it will be one thing at a time for sure. Because although there is quite a bit of support for this vehicle, it's still in that this vehicle classifies as a race car, and therefore things can be a little bit expensive.
Fair enough. It's very planted.
But that's the thing, Honda does so well with their steering, and especially again going into R mode, this thing gets stiffer as you get into a corner. But yeah, a Honda stiffens, there's like the suspension stiffens as you turn.
Oh, that's smart.
So it's kind of, like I said, they're very intelligent in their engineering of like how car should handle. And they've always had a very strong understanding of that, but especially with like newer cars and you have like modules and all these electronics.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I feel secure. Like, I'm not a crazy driver, but if I want to have fun or I want to get into it, I feel like, okay, the car is supporting me enough that I'm confident in my own abilities.
You're not going to die due to what the car is doing.
Exactly.
It's not a muscle car. No hate to muscle cars, but I'm not wrong.
And again, probably half the aspect is, as much as there's a huge debate on this car, it's front-wheel drive. It's not a rear-wheel drive. As much as I'd like it to be an all-wheel drive platform, Honda doesn't want to do that for their race series vehicles.
Or the NSX.
Yes.
He puts a smile on your face.
It's good.
And again, it gets the speed limit really well.
This is a lot better than my coupe when it was automatic, my 95. Painfully getting to 80 kilometers an hour.
Alright, so Ashlyn also has a
95
VEG, and we were going up, not even a hill, it was a bridge on a highway overpass, and it was struggling.
A little automatic 30-year-old engine, yeah, that transmission too is just a slush box, so poor thing, it did its best, but it was a hazard to merge on the highway.
I'm surprised you took it onto the highway.
A few times, and it was definitely a full foot down on the on-ramp the whole time just to get up to speed, to get off the on-ramp.
Yeah, at some point, whenever that car is finished, you still have it, we should get on here.
Yeah,
It's
definitely before it is sold, due to intentions weren't to sell it, but there's too many things on the go that.
If you want to plug it, now's a great time.
But yes, there may be a 95 Civic Coupe in Paradise Green, converted to a manual with a D16Z6 and some little upgrades all around, for sale in the Ottawa area, probably near the end of the summer.
I'll put a photo of it up right here, and either contact Ashlyn.
AB_FK8.
Contact her if you want it. It'll be up soon. It's green.
It's green. Greeny blue.
Is green or teal?
So this is like the dress. Is the dress gold and white, or is the dress blue and black? Yeah, it's one of those. I would arguably say it's probably more green than blue, but it's a turquoise of sorts. I don't know. I don't even know if it
It's
knows.
a 90s color.
Yes, exactly. It's a 30-year-old paint job.
It's a 30-year-old 90s color.
Yeah, exactly.
The 90s just has, I think every era, or every decade has some of those colors.
They're fun. I love them, and I love that some like companies are bringing them back in some sense, in some form, one way or another. As much as I probably wouldn't drive like personally like a neon yellow vehicle or something bright. There's a lot of companies I find are bringing back either their retro colors or their fun-filled, I don't know, libraries or palettes.
Well, one company that's actually kind of great for that is Porsche right now. I mean, it costs like $5,000, but you can get literally whatever color you want. Sorry.
Just this night season. But it's true, and they do like matching interior, like you do like stitching and all that kind of stuff.
And the Porsche fanatics eat that up.
And your brakes calipers and all that stuff. It's fun. I mean, you're like having a full experience just building the car how you want it.
You can get the most unique thing ever for Porsche pricing. This thing's awesome. If you're looking at doing it, go get one. If you don't like the styling, get over it. I think these things look awesome. And truthfully, these look a lot like the 9th gen Type R's. So I don't think they're that crazy out there or one-offs. But I think these things look fun. But again, if you have money and you're thinking about it, do it. This thing is an absolute blast. Ashlyn, thank you for joining me with this.
No problem at all, anytime. Sorry.
But I want to know, what do you think of this? Are you into the 10th gen, or do you think it's the riced out Honda? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed what you've seen. I post on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, and I'll see you later.